Hello, good evening everyone. Happy Friday. That's what she said. Happy to be coming to you tonight about 27 hours after my very final chemo treatment. And I wanted to come to you tonight for a very important reason, for two very important reasons. The first thing I want to talk to you about is my Neulasta patch and how it fell off during my last treatment. And I just wanted to talk to you about it because if you are one of the people who's lucky enough to have your insurance cover it, you don't want to have it fall off and wind up having to go back to the hospital to have to get an injection the following day, like I had to do for my last round. And it was really uncomfortable. I was nauseous. I was not feeling well. Actually feeling quite well today because my doctor gave me steroids pre and post chemo because I had some itching in my body during the last round of Taxol. So the steroids are making me pretty hyper. That being said, my grandmother just came over and woke me up after I took probably about another 5-hour nap. Today I woke up around 4 a.m. and was up from about 4 to 8, and then I went back to sleep from about around 9 to 1, and then was up for a couple hours and then back out for a few more hours. And like I said, luckily my grandmother came over and woke me up, so I got to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and also get my medications in, which I needed to take, the final steroids. So this video, 2 parts. First, we're going to talk about the Neulasta patch, and I want to show you how I have it right now because the infusion just completed and it lasts 45 minutes to an hour. There's a saying in the cath lab, when we decide to fix both the native coronary artery and a bypass graft to the artery, when we fix both of them, we call it putting on a belt and suspenders. So you're basically, your pants ain't gonna be falling off when you wear a belt and suspenders. So that is the philosophy that I have been taking with the Neulasta patch, is rather than just trust the adhesive. So I have a Neulasta patch right here, if you can see it. Okay. And it comes with this one adhesive that is very sticky. And this is what actually sticks to your arm or your abdomen or like the back of the other arm. And you can see here it's got this little catheter. And what happens is a needle, the nurse puts this on your skin, a needle comes out, and it feels almost like you got snapped with a rubber band real quick. And it'll exchange the needle for the catheter, and then this stays in your arm, and 27 or 20, I think it's 26 hours later, it will go off and it starts infusing the Neulasta medication through this little tiny catheter. And this Neulasta medication helps your body create new white blood cells. And it's been used in over 450,000 patients already. And it actually decreases your risk of infection up to 94%. So you go from having a 17% risk down to a 1% risk by doing the Neulasta the day after having aggressive chemo. So it's really important. And again, really disheartening if it falls off, because then you wind up having to go back to the hospital for an injection anyway. And last week when my dad took me, I had to have a bucket in my lap, and was not feeling so well. So for the first 6 of my 7 treatments, in addition to the belt, which is, you know, the sticky band that comes with it, the nurses have also been putting suspenders in the fashion of a tegaderm, which I just had. I'll show you. So the tegaderm is this clear piece underneath of here. So you see my Neulasta patch and the clear tegaderm. This would be the belt and the suspenders. But for my first 6 treatments, I also had them put this like elastoplast extra bandage on, because I know that I'm a sweater and I sweat at night. And sure enough, last week, my 7th chemo, I said to myself, you know what, they're already putting an extra bandage on. Stop being so neurotic about everything. It's not going to necessarily fall up. You don't need 3 bandages. So I'll show you. After having it fall off last week, there was no way I was going to go through that again this week. So I did have the nurse do what I'm now coining a belt, suspenders, and some duct tape just to keep my pants up. Crack myself up. Sorry, guys. So I'm going to show you. So here was the duct tape. And this is what they typically put on you when you donate blood, so you're probably familiar with that. So this is it. That's the 3rd bandage. Then the 2nd bandage is this tegi, or tegaderm, and they're meant to be pulled straight off. And you see, I'm pulling quite hard, and it did not pull the patch off. Look, this patch is completely stuck to my skin. However, I woke up this morning completely soaked and drenched. So I am so glad we did the belt, the suspenders, and the duct tape, because my last Neulasta patch, we made it. And I just want to show you, see how it's solid green right now? It also is empty. So the empty line appears and it turns solid green. It was a blinking green before it was completed. So they could also put this, oh, I already said that we could put it on the belly. Sorry, chemo brain, guys. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how sticky. See, it is really sticky. So as the Neulasta patch comes off, I just want to note that the catheter is all the way in my skin, which, yep. So I just saw it pop right out of there. So I know 100% without a doubt that I got this full dose. And again, it's very important, especially for me after I already had mycoplasma pneumonia infection, and now I'm still on antibiotics for the colitis. So it's very, very important for me to get this Neulasta. Since I have you, I also wanted to talk to you very briefly about something that I'm very excited about. They had an incidental finding on my recent CAT scan of something called atelectasis in the lung. And so, being that I just had the mycoplasma pneumonia, my doctor thinks that it might be associated, and he has me back with our good old spirograph or spirogram. I think it's a spirogram, the same as the spirograms you draw with. Pretty sure it's the same name, but it measures your inhalation. So And I actually did that wrong because I'm supposed to be able to keep this in between the two lines. Anyway, as my doctor says that I need to start working on my breath, I had pop up on my Instagram screen a workshop at Yoga Ginger that is coming up on Wim Hof method. And for anyone who's followed my videos from the very beginning, it's actually the Wim Hof method is the breathing technique that I used to train myself pre-operatively so that I would have less negative effects on my lungs, and it worked tremendously well. So I'm so excited about this offering at Yoga Ginger in Ocean City. It is going to be given by former Navy SEAL Errol Doebler, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who just so happens to be the husband of Ocean City's very own Jennifer Ruiz, who I got to grow up and go to high school with. So on July 17th from 4 to 8 p.m., he will be at Yoga Ginger giving formalized training on the Wim Hof breathing techniques, as well as the cold immersion, which I did not get into the cold immersion before my surgery, and it is the next level that I want to take my Wim Hof training to, and also make my Wim Hof a more consistent part of my life, because I did fall off the radar. If you'd like to sign up for this workshop, you can go to Yoga Ginger in Ocean City, New Jersey. Google Yoga Ginger. Or you can go to www.leader193.com/Wim, WIM, dash Hof, HOF, dash method. And I want to thank Suzanne for offering this, as well as Errol and Jennifer, who both private messaged me the minute I signed up for this. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys and expanding on my knowledge of Wim Hof and really taking my practice to the next level. Thank you so much. It's been great catching up with you. I hope everyone has a wonderful Friday night and a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to talking to you soon. That's what she said. Mwah.